Mortal Shell is a good game. Go play it. What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the channel. This is Warden, and today we're going to have a review on Mortal Shell. And in this video we're going to see deep through the mechanics of the game, the gameplay, the environment, the graphics, the music, and also the lore, and also some bugs that this game has. And at the end we're going to conclude if this game worth playing and kinda compare it to other games like this game. If you're watching this video, thank you for watching, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you around. Enjoy. Mortal Shell is a Souls-like action role-playing game developed by the company Cold Symmetry. Actually, this company has only one game, and it's this game. I'm not even kidding, just go search for it. It's their first game, and that's pretty impressive, to be honest. Anyways, this game also published by the Playstack on 2020, and the enhanced edition released on 2021 on all platforms. As for flexing, to be honest, if you guys didn't notice, I platinumed this game, so I have so many experience in this game. I know what's going on, and if you haven't platinumed this game, don't talk to me. Alright, I'm just kidding, but yeah, last time I saw only 1,500 people only achieved the platinum on this game. It's so hard to get the platinum, so yeah, I don't recommend it to go for it unless you really want. You are a hardcore player, right? Like me, I like to platinum everything. Well, as for the story, it's a bit complicated, to be honest. Human seeks immortality, as we all know. In this world, it's accomplished by the humans. Actually, they experimented, they tested, and they actually found the source of immortality, that is from a wormfish that travels from the void and has some kind of parasite called Unborn, the Unborn, that they get attracted to the immortality. So after the human actually accepted the dark gift from this fish and became immortals, they got these parasites called the Unborn. So the Unborn has a gland which provides pure nectar that can give you so much powers, a lot of powers, if you know how to extract it and use it. But these humans that turned into immortals and took these unborn parasites called revert, they need human flesh, they need flesh and blood for themselves to stay human. So they need humans to sacrifice themselves to them. So this thing actually led to a madness, a chaos between humans, and actually you see the world is just turned into a jungle. Everything just decayed. And for us, as a foundling, we are the seed of this god, Dark Father, and we seek to become a god. And we don't know that yet until the last boss fight with the Unchained. He unravels from us that, yeah, we are the one who's going to be the god. We have some special abilities because we're the seed of the Unborn, and we can consume the shells and animate them and use them. So yeah, that's pretty much for the story. Let's start to engage with the things that will actually happen in the game. Well, as for the environment, let's talk about the environments. They did a pretty much good job on making the world dead and full of degeneration and corruption. Because of that madness, actually the game has 4 maps, and you can see them by yourself. They have their unique things. And my favorite map is that marble thing map that is very huge and there are so much details in it. I like that, but pretty much I'm not gonna say it's the best visual I've ever seen, but it's tolerable. Comparing to other Souls-like games, it's not that appealing, to be honest. They could do much more details, but still, as for their first thing, their first try, they did a pretty much good job. Everything looks very real. The shadowing, the lighting, everything is totally fine for as far as the environment goes. And as for the character modelings and the overall beautiness of the characters, the development of the characters' stories and stuff, there are not a lot of characters in this game, NPCs in this game, but those few, in my opinion, very well done, nicely done. The voice acting was very good. And also this merchant.
Ooh, why hello. I see you're going au naturel today. Quite bold, my dear friend. Not that I'm complaining. And that fragrance, it's simply splendid, as if you've been perfumed in a rich, earthy musk. Well, shall we commence with some rousing commerce?
Don't you dare get near me, you vile creature, you perv. I'm going to shut you down or kill you. Unfortunately, we can't kill anyone in this game. At least I haven't tried. Actually, I have. I tried to kill the sister Janessa, but she mocked me and disappeared into thin air.
You how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't.
That disappointed me. In Dark Souls, you can't kill the Firekeeper.
You how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
Let's talk about the music. Actually, the boss fight musics or the map musics are not very memorable. You most of the times won't even hear them because of the lot of noises of sword fight, the creature sounds and stuff like that. But there are two main things that I loved about this game. First one was the loot. You can have 3 loots if you have the DLC. If you don't have it, like me, you can have 2 loots, and they have a lot of good stuffs, good musics in them. I've enjoyed listening to each one of them. They were so beautiful. Clap to the guy who designed the loot musics and wrote the music sheets and stuff like that, the musicians. Yeah, they were awesome. And the second one was after you beat the New Game Plus 2, in New Game Plus 1, in the New Game Plus 2, the boss battle music change into a like rock type music that is so cool. I love the music about those two, but no, the other ones are not that good. They won't stick into your mind. But these two actually made up for those bad things that the music stuff has. Now let's talk about everyone's favorite, the gameplay. In this game you start with as a foundling with a very tiny bit of health but a lot of stamina, and yeah, that's pretty much it. You get one hit, you'll die, but don't fret because there are shells in this game. Actually, that's a bit of a bummer that you can only have 4 shells and 4 weapons. The first weapon is the sword that you get in the tutorial in the void as a foundling, and the others are on the other 3s are on the 3 separate maps that you can find them. My best recommended shell and weapon, as for the weapon, is hammer and chisel. Why? Because it has the lowest recovery and it deals a very good continuous damage, and also its special attack. And yes, the weapons have special attacks that you can unlock by finding the upgrades throughout their own map. Like if you found the chisel and hammer and chisel, you should look for the upgrades of it in their own map. Also for the shells, again, not the fan of not having so many customizable things and many armors in this game, but don't worry, each shell has its unique abilities, unique play styles that you can unlock by consuming tars. Tars and glimps are the core currency of the game. With glimps and tars you can unlock the abilities of your shell. Actually, you should learn about your shell with these glimpses of memories of that shell, and that's a new thing in a game. So I really appreciate them going for something that is unique, not just copywriting from Dark Souls series or stuff like that. I appreciate that. So each shell is unique, and my recommended shell is go with the faceless guy, the skeleton guy. He may have a low health, but he has a very huge stamina pool, which has a nice harmony with the hammer and chisel. And come on guys, after 2 series of chain attacks you can stagger the boss. It's ridiculous. So yeah, that's the OP weapon and character in the game. Also, the character unique ability is that he's not also immune to the poison, but also after a parry he releases a poison gas that will poison you and everyone who's around, and you get actually heals by taking poison damage. It actually converts the damage into heal, so that's pretty much a very good trait. And also sometimes it has a chance to absorb the attack and actually damage your stamina instead of your health bar. So that's a pretty good stuff. Okay, that was the characters and the weapons that are covered. Let's talk about the boss fights and the game time. How much do you spend on this game as time? Well, this game is a very short game, to be honest, not a very long game. For example, it will only take you 10 hours to finish the game. It depends on how you play. Do you want to straightly go for the boss? You can actually do that. And the thing that I really liked about this game, the game won't force you to, okay, you should do this boss and then do this boss. You have the complete control on your play, and you can, for example, go first for the ice boss and then go for the fire boss and stuff like that. But don't let that fool you. Actually, this is a very good thing because it will allow you to mentally prepare yourself for another new game. Actually, you say, okay, it's not that time consuming. I can try this another way. Try, for example, with this shell, only try to experiment this weapon more. It's pretty much fun. Also, not to mention that the first game the more new game you play, the harder the bosses and enemies get, and also the hardening mechanic that can absorb all of the damage after you get hard. This time you actually take damage after taking hits, but not as hard as it should be. Now you may think this game is a Souls-like game. Is this a hard game? Well, let me tell you. If you want to go with your shell, and actually after you learned the game very good, this is not that frustrating for you. To be honest, I don't count this game as a very hard and unfair game. It's a very fair game. Everything is balanced. You don't need to be very scared like in Dark Souls that, oh no, everything I have, I'll be punished for not playing that good. But let me tell you this, it's not that easy, especially if you want to platinum this game. And in order to platinum this game, you need to defeat the end boss and all of the boss, the whole game, without a single shell. You shouldn't merge with a shell. And that means one hit and you're done. And the last boss, I didn't have any problem with the bosses, the main bosses or the mini bosses, but the last boss, the final one, is it was so frustrating for me to do it, because there were so many movesets and you had to focus on many things in order to survive. And let me remind you, one hit and you're done. So the platinuming was so frustrating. I've never been this frustrated in a game. But if you want to do it with a shell, nah, it's after one death to a boss, you will download the boss completely. It's not annoying. The bosses are not annoying. Unlike the Remnant from the Ashes, which bosses were so annoying, not because of their moveset, just because they had so much minions. And it kind of makes sense because the game is a shooting game, but not with that angle of shooting that is so limited that was not allowing you to see other minions behind you. Now let's talk about the firing system. The main things that you have are the light attack, the heavy attack, the hardening, the parrying, and that crossbow thing on your back that you can unlock by buying it from a merchant. It's not that useful, to be honest. I have never tried it on. I only tried it to get a trophy, to be honest, and to see if it works or not. It hits so hard, I mean, one shot and it can stagger a boss or a huge enemy. Or it's good for firing from distance, but it has a slow reloading, and also, yeah, one miss and you may get hit by the enemy that is rushing to you. So that's not that safe to use. And as for the parry, I loved the parry mechanic in this game. It was so satisfying to be able to parry. It takes time to actually get used to the timings, but after you get a hold of it, gosh, it's so good. It's so satisfying. It's so rewarding for being able to parry, because you can heal yourself, you can damage the enemy greatly, you can blow up them. There are so many abilities that you can unlock by defeating bosses with those glands that can activate it after you will be able to parry. So parrying in this game is a core thing in the combat. So try to learn how to parry, because it will give you a much more advantage, especially on some boss fights. For example, the twin boss on the final stage, the boss doesn't allow you to, attack him. He's in the furious mode and attacks every single minute he can. He doesn't rest. So you should parry him in order to stop him for attacking non-stop. And okay, I've talked a lot about how good is this game, but this game has its own bad things as well. For example, in this fighting mechanics, there are some flaws. For example, when you start a chain attack, well, you know that after a chain, you can actually stop attacking in the mid of that chain, so you can it will get reset and you can start it over. But in this game, sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes the chains last for too much time, and when you feel comfortable that okay, the chain has restarted and I need to do a faster attack, so I'll go for an R1, for example, to light attack. The second chain comes out. For example, the second attack in the chain comes out, and you're screwed because some of the attacks are not that long ranged in the chains, and it's not that big of a deal. But if you want to platinum the game and you're a foundling, which only needs one hit to get back to his ancestors, you need that to be perfect. As for the glitches and bugs, well, this is not a very big game to, actually have so many bugs in it. Because it's very small, they could handle it very good, but sometimes there are some bugs. Didn't you know that you can stuck inside the boss and the boss can still damage you? That's very beautiful. I didn't know that until I realized it by myself, and it was a painful thing. For example, I have to look at the boss ass for a couple of minutes. So yeah, that was not very fun. Or didn't you know that in the final boss there are some hidden walls that can block your sight and work as boss's favor to block your sight and get hit by the unknown things that will approach you. Welcome to the final part and the conclusion. Should we buy this game or not? Should we spend our time and money on this game? To be honest, after all of those things that I've shared with you guys, all of the opinions, all of the experiments that I had at the more than 50 hours I had on this game, my conclusion is this game is a very solid game. I recommend it to each one of you, not everyone though. Those guys who like Dark Souls series or like a bit of a challenge, this game is for you. The story is appealing enough, the fight, the parry system are very good. Sometimes you may get annoyed by the chain malfunction, but that's not very obvious, you may not even notice it. So all in all, this game is a very good game. I recommend it to each one of you. Go for it. The music is not that good, but the loot musics and others are good. Thanks for watching until now. Tell me what you think about this game if you have played this game. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. If you watched until now, I love you. See you guys next time.